you guys. How are you? My goodness. My goodness. Lots and lots and lots of stuff going on. I can't believe it's what day is today? Wednesday. I knew last weekend was going to be really hard for me to come live. And wow, has this new moon Pisces already been something else. And we're coming into our first quarter moon. So things are really going to be rattling out a lot more. Remember, Pisces is at the end of the zodiac. So the zodiac cycle. So what she does is she's like cleaning things up. She's healing things. She's dissolving things. She's defending things. Pisces is a really strong defensive sign, and I don't know if people realize that or not, or just in general, you don't really hear a lot about that. I mostly know that because of hockey and doing sports astrology. I mean, wow, they will defend to no end their homes, their people, everything. And, you know, they're willing to die for that. Pisces is also associated with martyrdom, because they know what the bigger picture is and they know what's at stake. Let me say hello to you guys. How are you guys? Hi, Mama Bear and Mel Dom Dom and Sophie and Ellen and Marie and Kate and Connie and Bonnie. Hi, Sandra and Cartomancy. Snow Wolf, Pammy, Mary Hall Paisley. Hi, Catherine Bennett. Oh, hello, group. Bonnie's got pancakes. Hi, Rick. Hi, Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot up in Canada. Are those truckers gone? Because it's like, remember what a big deal that was? And then all of a sudden, zip, we're not hearing anything about it. I'm like, is that thing even on? Is it still going? Excuse me. Boy, earlier today, I was thinking about going live. And here we go. My throat is already closing up. It's weird. So many things are coming together. This just skipped on me. Hi, Debsy. The truckers are gone. I heard that they stopped in the DC area because it was raining. I guess they don't like rain. There's not very many of them. I've also heard the chatter that they feel like they're getting sucked into something bigger. I would say so. Okay. Hi, AJ. Never again. Hi, Marty. Yes, I'm here. I am here. Yeah, so we, as you guys know, because I went through this last fall, the softball season is picking up again. I'm going with the flow. Tryouts have happened. They're going to even play a game next week. I'm like, but there's snow on the ground. How do we do this? But it's supposed to get warmer. So I'm doing my best to try to keep up with current events. There's so much tragic stuff going out there. Yes, indeed. That's right up in our faces. And it seems like the propaganda, the powers, the enemy that be seems... I was wondering when this was going to happen, like trying to split the unity, the cohesion with the allies, the NATO. Oh gosh, I hope I don't buffer on that word. Okay, am I here? I got to keep my eye on that because I have a feeling I might make things buffer. And I'm seeing it more and more. The hostilities, the select videos that are being shown on media because they don't portray things well. And I don't like this move that Poland pulled on the eve of Vice President Harris's visit to the area. I definitely felt like that surprise was provoked by someone else who might have leverage over them. So that tension is happening. We are in a first quarter moon tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time, but quarter moons are crisis points. And today, you guys, the sun was at 19 degrees Pisces. 19 degrees Pisces is incredibly significant because on J6, the north node of the moon was at 19 Gemini. So we are in exact square. that means things happen, and boy, are they happening. It's kind of hard to keep up with it, but between yesterday and today, we have some guy was found guilty of all counts. Enrique was indicted and arrested today in his underwear. And then out of Colorado, we find out Tina and Belinda, 16 counts between the both of them related to elections. And so, and then tonight I saw that Rona Romney, whatever her name is, with the GOP, that they are suing J6 to protect their phone records. And you can only imagine if this many people are being found guilty of conspiracy, admitting to guilt, being indicted, being charged, found guilty. Well, what's the next step from there is follow the money. And wow, they should be nervous. They should be really nervous. So, I mean, slowly it's chipping away. And oh my God, you guys. And then last Saturday night, Don Julio in a donor's plane over the Gulf had to turn around because it lost an engine. Wow, what a bad omen. Bad, bad, bad. I had thrown a TAROTSCOPE quickly, and the tarot card at the very top was the death card. It's like, these are warning signs. That's how I took it. This is a warning sign. This is how things are going to keep progressing. So we have that exact square happening. Tomorrow we have a quarter moon, which then I believe the sun will be 20 degrees Pisces. I think it's probably in the morning to the noon hour. I don't know off the top of my head. But guess what? That is only 2 degrees away from, oh my gosh, there's so much related to this. I cannot even. So the sun will be about 20 Pisces. Neptune right now is at 22 degrees Pisces. And actually today I have had my eye on the sun being 23 Pisces. So tomorrow is the 10th, 11, 12, the 13th, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, so, oh God. This is what else I'm saying, hold on to your butts, because this quarter moon is going to be an exact square to, oh, thank you very much, MARBY, to all that J6 stuff, okay? It is also in square to the new moon Sagittarius, solar eclipse, December 4th. Actually, this new moon was in square to that, but here we still have, there were other things going on in Sag there, and Neptune, where was Neptune then? At 20 degrees. So that's, oh Jesus. Yeah, so the sun, oh my gosh, the sun is going to be conjunct Neptune in the 5th house of the sun, POTUS, not the former guy. So this gets activated. This new moon eclipse, December 4th, was conjunct the United States ascendant, the rising sign. And when those guys, the last our Pluto return, this 12 Sag was on the ascendant for China. Boy, China is really, really, we're starting to see their involvement and activity behind the scenes. Expect more about that. But the thing is, you know, I love, you guys watch, you know, Astrology Alert with Andre. I think that's his name. I really like him. But he has also been talking a lot about this stuff that is like the undoing of Don Julio, because he has his son at 22. Oh my God. I'm sorry, you guys. I have not been able to really look at this stuff, so now it like jumps out at me. So I think I'm going to be gasping a lot tonight. So we had this quarter moon, like this whole thing in Pisces has been related to Don Julio's undoing. Not to mention this Pluto return just totally kicks his behind. We haven't even talked about that. But it's because his son is at 22 degrees Gemini. It's an exact square to Neptune right now. Neptune is such a slow moving planet, and it dissolves things. Things just kind of, you know, unravel. It's the end truly of a cycle. It's related to one's own undoing. And if that wasn't enough, here is his moon at 21 degrees Sag. Boy, is this gonna kick it. What? You know what? Really? Let me just grab some cards because this just seems so, where's my ghost? So incredibly ominous. I want to know about this quarter moon and Donald. What's going down with that? I wasn't even expecting to talk about this, but holy Toledo, this is bad. So, and we got a preview of it with the plane last weekend with that death card over it. Tarot, can you? I want to see. This quarter moon is going to be at 20 Pisces. You know, let's look at the pretty stuff. We don't have to look at my chicken scratch. So, you know, I'm sorry, I have to write because I already can tell the Mercury is in Pisces right now. Mercury's not its strongest in Pisces, to say the least. It just doesn't do well because Pisces is this watery sign that's like endless, and Mercury likes speed, it likes air, it likes fire to get things going, and all this water can dilute things, can confuse things. So, this is the first quarter sun. And here's the moon, because that's going to be then at about 20 Gemini. And we've got I have to put Neptune right here. Transit Neptune. And in the center is going to be his sun. And his moon. Is that weird that I put the moon down here? I want to know how these things are. I mean, this is really stressful. He is. Okay. What's happening? Okay. So, So not only is it this, I'm going to tell you, I think this was around the 16th of 2020, losing a solar figure, that eclipse, I don't know if you guys remember that. This was very important. That was at 23 degrees Sagittarius. This is USA Galactic Center. Losing a solar figure, a leader. And this is where the sun and moon were. So we've got this also activating. So I want to know the influence of how it's going to affect that, and what are these two doing together? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, so I want to know. Show me this quarter moon. Quarter moon. What's this about? Oh boy. I know what card that is. Here's the moon. What is this moon in Gemini? Oh boy. We've got Neptune over here. That's also activating this. What's this Neptune doing? And what's being activated with, oh God, this feels like a brick falling through the water. Here's Donald's sun. Here's his moon. This is going to do what to his... This is the moon. It's going to... Oh, it feels like a dagger. This... Okay, is that enough cards? Mess. The Empress. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys, as I was doing the TAROTSCOPEs over, now I'm doing like 6 locations. We've got USA, we got Trump Tower, Manhattan, we've got Mar-a-Lago, we've got the China, the Russia, the Ukraine, and Taiwan. Putting them all together, laying them out, all of like the Russia-China related countries fall with the Empress. The Emperor falls along USA and the NATO. The NATO. Okay? So this to me, the Empress, it's not only the Russia, but this is the China, because I think the China is sponsoring, covering the bills of Russia's actions over with the Ukraine, okay? So we have the Empress, the Page of Wands, pages taking action. That could be warriors, soldiers on the ground. And the plan with striking that is coming from the Empress and that the High Priestess. That's the big secret, okay? We always see this High Priestess, the beginning, the ending of everything that Don Julio would pass on to the Russia. You can envelop China with that as well. But this moon, this quarter moon we are having has everything to do with these things, okay? So over here we have the sun. Notice how warped this card is. It's because when Ivanka was in trouble, I kept spilling water on my cards, and this one in particular with her. Look at Temperance. She's spilling literally water is being shared back and forth, because I feel like this is 2 countries that are blended, making something happen bigger. The Hermit. Also, I just got military in my head, because in the horoscope, the Hermit this is a Virgo card over here, which also rules our military. And I believe at our new moon, we had Mars and military stuff activated over here. So I am going to say this expansive military role with what's going on. But we're talking about how it's affecting Don Julio. So this is the sun at the quarter moon. This is the moon. The 3 of Pentacles, but it's reversed. So it's like your expertise in drawing up a contractor or an artist, reversed. A decision has been made, or maybe your art of war sucks, kind of, maybe. Covered in the 10 of Pentacles, a dynasty. I feel like this is more the dynasty of Xi, okay? But this is reversed, so maybe... Is this something bad with a dynasty? This is a dynasty that is more hidden, but the decisions that have been made are covered by the dynasty that wants to remain hidden. So this is the sun, this is the moon, and how they're going to act upon. Here's Donald's sun. Bye, see you later. Bye-bye. Bye now. Bye-bye. We have the 5 of Cups, which, as you guys know, that's like my card for the China-Russia, doing like their smuggling, trafficking, laundering, whatever it is, coming into a land, turning over 3 cups, getting the crab that they want, and exiting through a different door. That makes sense because he is, I'll show you later, it's this. He is very active as like a middleman, I would say like the Russia or China, and coordinating things maybe at the Mar-a-Lago Trump Tower. So this quarter moon is going to affect him. So this is his sun. His life force, reason to being, is because of the Russia or China, letting them come in and steal stuff. So this is his moon. So his moon, he has the 8 of Swords. Ugh. You know, like jail or nightmare. Terror. Reversed. Oh, thank you, Linda Foster. So this is him. What's it covering this? We have the 6 of Swords, transmitting things. This is how these two things are affecting his, I feel like this is thinking. He does not feel very lucid here. This 6, is this a sword? Yeah, 6 of Swords, kind of spinning. Spinning because there's like no way out. He's like, you know how he likes to evade things, you know, say things to get out of a situation. It's kind of like, it's all like spinning around. What do I do now? This is his moon. This is what he's supposed to be embodied in. The sun at this quarter moon is hitting his sun. The 6 Wands mob is like, hey man, celebration. We got to win here. Okay? The demands are coming for that. This sun tomorrow is hitting his moon, his emotional self, with the 8 of Wands reversed. I feel like he's just getting pummeled internally, like with the angst that is coming about because things are not going the way they need to go. And it's like trying to slow things down, but it feels like he's kind of getting battered, like in the gut, like in his intestines. Gross. Okay, go away. And then here, this is where the moon is in Gemini, which is going to be conjunct his sun over here, which is he's in a grand cross, you guys, and that is the King of Cups reversed. So the moon is going to be activating where he is in between the Russia or China, what's going on there in Eastern Europe, and is this trying to keep him a disguise? No, it's because he knows Putin sucks too. This is not going the way it's supposed to. It is really creating a crisis point for the 6 Wands mob entering this scenario, and the King of Cups, Putin, trying to get on an off-ramp. Nobody can get on an off-ramp. And then we have, so the moon in Gemini, this is my China card, the moon. And now it is reversed. Why is this reversed? Because of him on Mar-a-Lago and the cables. We're not supposed, this is why he's so sick, because things are closing in on him. He definitely's got something going on at that Mar-a-Lago compound. And I'll show you, and we'll have to get some cards on that. How he's also coordinating things behind the scene, okay? So in this big mess of stuff that he's getting hammered with, it's like things are kind of closing in, kind of. But here we also have Neptune at 22 degrees Pisces. Really, it's like everything's flooded for as far as he can see. There's like no way out. There aren't enough lies. There's nothing. The only thing big enough to counter this would be like going nuke. You know what I mean? But I don't feel that at all. I could be wrong, but it's like this problem is so big. It is so big. And we have the Sun and Jupiter and Neptune here. And like this thing is huge. Like out of control, out of control. We've got the Two of Pentacles trying to keep your balance in the sea of mess. Yeah, good luck with that. And the King of Wands. So the King of Wands, this is Xi. That's angry Putin is Xi. So here you go. Here's your director. Where we can't see with Neptune, 22 degrees Pisces. He is trying to direct and balance all of this stuff and launder the data information back and forth. But too bad, so sad, back on, I think, December 16th, losing a solar figure that was conjunct the United States galactic center. You cannot fight the black hole of the galactic center, especially when the south node of the moon, the full moon eclipse, is there, because you're releasing. Full moons reveal and release. The energies goes to the new moons, the solar eclipses. So this, what happened back December 16th, 2020, about the time that Charles Flynn was made a 4-star general, and they made their plans, the devil. This is China. This is China. More and more. This is like Pootie China. Okay. And there's the sun. That is Xi, the sun. He's behind this. There is the Ace of Wands. See, he's got the leadership. We thought Pootie was the puppet master. No, he's a puppet to this guy. The Four of Cups, the mob, giving up an offer, but no, you don't get any other chances. You're out of here. You're no longer part of this game. And the way that eclipse is feeding this Neptune at this quarter moon that's going to be active, leading to the full moon. Oh boy. Oh boy. That ship does not look good. We have a Three of Wands. Three of Wands. Kind of chaotic. That ship is just coming in way too fast on scary rocks. Reversed. There are some big plans. He is really trying to keep a grip on it. The heart of the matter for Don Julio with this quarter moon is the Nine of Pentacles. His wealth. How he got rich. And what else? The attacks on others to acquire that wealth, and those attacks could be the scales of justice, attacks on justice and democracy, how he enriched himself with that. But he is really, really upset about this. Let me check in with you guys. How are you doing? How are you guys doing? Oh, thank you, Bonnie. Love her energy and how she is so part of the cards. Thank you. Martha. Hi, Martha. Yeah, I heard it was over the Gulf. Boy, oh boy, the universe is definitely sending him messages. You got it. Hi, Tarot Love Community. He was coming. Yeah, he was coming from a thing. Okay. T-Ride, this reading was on. We have a quarter moon tomorrow that is absolutely packed. Quarter moons are crisis points. I did some cards here. I wanted to know how this quarter moon was going to affect Don Julio, because as our friend over at Astrology Alert has been keeping us abreast at how devastating this Neptune transit is, because Neptune is at 22 degrees Pisces. We're going to have a sun at 20 Pisces, a moon at 20 Gemini, and caught in the middle is Donald's sun and his moon. He was born under an eclipse. I just wanted to get a feel how this was kind of kicking his butt, because it's also activating the eclipse from the December 16th, 2020 eclipse conjunct the USA Galactic Center, losing a solar figure. So that's why I'm saying hold on to your butts. And I wasn't even planning to do that reading until I just realized what was happening. Okay. So we're just going to cross that off. Okay. You guys know, you know how, I use these cards, my Black Moon Astrology cards for the lunations. I love this deck. This deck is so in sync with what's going on. It blows me away, like they all do. But this card, Aquarius, I know, now I gotta go find it. Aquarius, I know, you guys have seen it over and over. We saw it with Don Julio, and at the time I was always like, this Aquarius, I know, I feel like he knows what Pooty's up to, what he's planning to do, and they're just like trying to stage things, and like that's like the ultimate goal. But I was also seeing that more like when we would see, ops, like I'm thinking about before the election in 2020 in Texas, and Biden-Harris, their bus was on the interstate in Texas. That I distinctly remember being related to Aquarius, I know. Or when, the other thing that's coming to mind is when the synagogues, I think it was 2018, were getting attacked. Well, then Don Julio, they lost the narrative because that Caesar Sayak was like bombing. Can't even remember what he was doing, but he ruined the show. It stole the narrative. But that's when the Aquarius I Know card was showing up. We have to just look at this card because where are you? There. Okay. So this Aquarius I Know card showed up a lot with Don Julio, but it's made its return with POTUS, and especially strong lately, like I would say the last month. But this card, this is the card for the invasion, I'm going to buffer, into UA with President Z. That's what this card is. Aquarius, I know, the future plan. Aquarius ruled by Uranus, sudden explosive things happening. Aquarius, I know. Well, what I discovered is that this card, I can trace it back to all the lunations for President Biden at least since last July. So their administration, as best that I can tell, has been expecting probably this invasion. And I think they know that the China, for entertainment purposes only, this is just so incredibly entertaining to think about, right? They know the China is really invested and like the silent partner. Okay. So this has been showing up. That's what this is related to. But the Uranus Genius card, I'm discovering, going back and glancing at these things, are the plans that I believe POTUS, like when he was abroad last year, and working with allies, when he had the Summit for Democracy, knows this is coming up, but anticipating every single possible thing that could happen, because that's how he is, pre-planning, pre-paving to set things up for when this would happen, okay? These two things are very prominent. And even though they keep talking about the Russia, it's really the China. In fact, the United States today said they might start withdrawing agreements with China because they're not doing the sanctions. So I got to erase this. I wanted to look at that as well, okay? So I just want to see tarot, the role, like, oh, I'm told I have to use the other deck. The role of the China with what's going on. Because you would think, I mean, the ruble is so worth 0.000 to the USD. It cannot even round up to the nearest half of 1 cent. It more closely rounds down to zero. Everybody's pulling out. You would think that would create so much tension that the oligarchies would be like, hey, stop it. They're not. Why is, okay, that's where we're going. What, okay. I'm trying to keep up. Okay. Nada. Nothing. I want to know what that has to do with that. With China, like, being like, zip it, you guys. Nothing. Like, why the oligarchs won't contest this. Like, they're letting this go on. I'm sorry, I gotta move this over a little more. Can you see what I mean, Jelly Bean? Can you see this? Okay. I need some water. Okay, where, okay, here. Okay, that's going to be the one for the China. So, we've had, the Russia is basically, they've been demoted by Moody's to junk status. What does it take? Junk status, everybody pulling out, you have nothing. This is devastating their economy unless someone, oh boy, oh God. And now I got to, okay, don't let me forget about tables turned. Because I thought this was brilliant. Okay, I just cannot even keep up with this. You can tell I haven't been doing this for a while because all this stuff is coming at me and I just, okay, just slow down. Let's slow down. I just want to figure it out, okay? My brain's not up to speed with you guys. I wonder what the oligarchies think about what's happening in UA and how they feel about the sanctions, okay? How do you feel about UA? The sanctions. The UA. What's their challenge with the UA? What's their challenge? Oh man, they feel mad. They haven't said very much. If they aren't saying anything because of the China, what is it that, why they can't say anything? They are trying to be invisible, fearing for their life. And the China, there, it goes this way. And then the China, why would they fear for their life? If it is in fact Pooty doing it, what is China? Whoops. Oh my goodness. They're afraid because of this, because China will what? Oh. What's down here that we can't see? What's at the root of it? Oh, it's sideways. You're not supposed to. We're not. They're oh. Wow. There you go. The King of Pentacles. It is not Pooty. This, data empire, your sponsors, the donors, they come as the King of Pentacles. Don Julio did. This is China. That's who the kingpin is. This is my card in this deck, much to do about nothing. I've kept these cards of artistry, these extra bonus cards. And so what two people talking to themselves, this is like face-to-face discussions. This doesn't come from a government. This comes from like back channel type of people. And this person is listening to that person. This person, things are on the move. And this person is the master manipulator from the China. The Knight of Cups. And it's why these guys are so supportive of them. It's China is the money. I'm telling you, nobody's talking about this. But it shows up all over the place with like our agencies and USG. So they are purposely not talking about this. So these are the oligarchies. The King of Wands is my angry Putin, which is actually she. The King of Wands. Here we go. The Queen of Cups. The United States of America. Is this the Queen of... No, this is a supportive nation. So this is Xi. Oh, there you go. Xi as a different country that supports and nurtures the oligarch Russia, because the Ten of Cups, the family, the mob. What do we have? The Emperor. The Emperor. Wow. Wow. Holy cow. So these are the oligarchies here. And what's happening over in the UA? The sun. The sun. This is Xi. What's happening in UA, they know it's because of him. Covered in justice. What he thinks is just. This used to be the Pooty card. This is the Pooty card. At the behest of, the plan is coming from there. Justice, the scales of justice is Pooty because he takes his sword and he cuts everything up to the point where he thinks things are just and fine and fair for him. But these are the oligarchies. They see what's going on. They know where it's coming from. And their challenge with it is stopping the death, stopping the war. They cannot stop it. And they've been sanctioned heavily. And how do they feel about these things happening because of that? The moon reversed. This is China. This is lasting a really long time. This is lunation to lunation, cycle to cycle. But this is something bigger than them. The moon is what orbits the earth and keeps everything in balance. Month to month, season to season. The way the earth, the sun, the angle at which the sun rises and sets is related to the moon's orbit around the earth. Covered in the Nine of Pentacles. So this is their wealth. This is how they feel about it. They can't say anything about it. What the ancients say. This feels like it's out of their hands. Their challenge with what's going on. The Queen of Swords, another nation that cuts things. This is intellectual property. This is data. This is harsh, harsh, harsh. Harsh actions, harsh laws. They can't speak out about this. Meanwhile, the oligarchies and the ancients say, in the background that we're not supposed to see is the... Oh, there you go. The moon. This is what's happening in the UA. And how the oligarchs feel. Their challenge is in calling it all out, because at the foundation of this, we've got the moon. Is their sponsor their money? Regarding the ancients say, the Ace of Cups. China's really upset about this, so are the oligarchs. This is like their lifeline, their only hope. Why? Why that? Because the Ace of Cups is because all that they've been offered to one another. This is also the expansion of giving. It was giving Putin what he really wanted. But this is in China's hands. They have to give China what they want. And so the oligs are looking to the China like, I wish I could say this, but the King of Swords. This is why I'm silent. This is why we haven't heard anything, because the King of Swords, leader of another nation, ruthlessness, militaristic. These oligarchies feel like sheep. They feel tiny and terrified. And China's looking at them like the wrath of them, the King of Wands reversed. You have to follow. You have to fall in line. Look at that. These two kings. This is she, you guys. The other reason they won't speak out about this is going on, even though it's so painful, the Empress, because they got nothing. They are totally void of everything. They have nothing. They got beat at their own game. Because China has all their money and their goods. Holy crap. The third reason why they won't say anything is because that's the Nine of Pentacles. Their wealth has evaporated. Their comfort has evaporated. China says, I'm looking at you. You're locked out. You say anything, you are out of the game. You have nothing. Fourth reason why they won't say anything, things are happening so fast, so incredibly fast, and it'll come right back at them. There will be a hit put out on them. If you speak up, we get news of that, guess what's coming back at you? You're toast. So with the oligs, can't speak up. What's grounding all of this problem? It's the end of the cycle. It's the end. It's the freaking end. They are at the end game. That's why. That is nuts, you guys. Oh, my throat just went super dry again. Right? Crazy. Let me check in with you guys. How are you guys doing? Purple Sky, I understand the oligs have been stealing from the military budget for you. Yes. So that's why the Magnitsky Act was because, oh my gosh, my throat, that's it. That's the origin. That's where it all started. And I swear, when I was looking at this way in the past, Don Julio got money from the Russia through what happened with Magnet. Okay? I know, Catherine Bennett, did you see the soldiers' rations? They were expired in 2016. I thought it was 2015. It is so nasty. Do you guys realize what's going on with their tires there? It's been really fascinating, you know, the threads that I have found from, quote, tire experts. You know, they show these vehicles getting stuck, but like when the UAs go and try to pull them out of the mud, the tires just split and they fall apart. Okay, so number one, that's related to maintenance. When you have vehicles like that sitting for so long, I guess regularly every year, from the US, part of the maintenance drill they go through is those trucks have to be turned upside down to look at all the wiring underneath to make sure you don't have rodents or anything that have nested in there. Make sure that all of the wires and the pipes haven't busted. And you rotate the tires. And when you put them in storage out in the sun, because it's the sun that kills the tires and causes them to crack, you have to store them outside tightly, very close to one another so the sun doesn't hit the tires. So that's number one. The guy could tell they were not doing maintenance. He was looking at he's like, I don't think those have been driven in over a year. But the kicker was this other guy who's like, I'm a tire expert. And looking at those treads, he's like, those are not military use tires. They were not made for these type of operations. And those tires were made in China. So, can you believe it? Made in China. I need to draw a card about those tires made in China. So it's not only cutting corners, but you got cheap arse China tires. I mean, and nobody can criticize or say anything out loud about those bad, bald, shredded tires from China. It's so bad and nobody can talk about it. I mean, they've got to be so... Show me those tires. Show me the... I can't... The cards don't want to go in because they're so embarrassed. Okay, fine. I want to see those tires. Are they really made in China? Are they really made in China? Show me those tires in the mud. What's the problem? These Chinese tires? It's worse than Chinese steel. It's totally ruined their ground game. I was reading another thing that the UA has acquired more vehicles through acquiring them in the past couple weeks than in any time in history that they've been able to produce them themselves. Chinese tires. How does this relate to this? This relates back. Oh my gosh, I have total shame and embarrassment here. What's at the heart of the... Oh my gosh. This is like your stomach dropping so badly you just want to die. It is so embarrassing. What do you think? China, what do you think about your... They're so mad. Okay, we're just going to whisper. I'm not laughing. What do you think about those tires? What do you think about those tires? And this might be why they're going so scorched earth, because they're so embarrassed. Total freaking nightmare. The freaking tires is going to lose it for us. It's the freaking tires. They fell apart. We're going to lose because of these freaking tires. Look at these guys hauling our stuff away effortlessly. And these guys are trying to run away in shame because don't look at my tires. Oh my God. Mum's word. Don't anybody say anything about it. We're just going to act like it didn't happen because we didn't take care of them. Yeah. Bad emperor. Didn't take care of them. Someone said whatever. So these are the tires on those vehicles stuck in the mud, just splitting apart. Oh my God. They're young tires, impulsively made, no plan. Amateur, not industrial strength. This is worse than like an amateur. Like the worst bad amateur thing. Yes. Yes, they're horrible. They're so horrible. Yes, that happened with the tires. With the freaking tires. I have got to get a picture of this. I can't get a picture. I will try to find a picture later. They have bad tires. It's causing a nightmare. So this is the Chinese tires. I said tires. I'm making tires for you. I'm the manufacturer. And because you're tied to the devil. The China made a decision. Okay, we'll buy your tires. And we're forever chained to you. This is why the rusher is forever chained to the devil in their decisions on what they're going to do. They have no say in their tires. What a freaking nightmare. The devil. So the tires link back to the manufactured in China because they thought it was a good idea because we're friends. And we are going to have the best convoy. We're going to roll in there and we're going to win. That's what they're saying. They're saying comfort and security. We're going to cut corners. We're going to make a killing on this. Who wants a kickback? But at the heart of the matter with this is the guys had to walk away from their vehicles stuck in the mud. And they just have to, everybody wants to chew their arm off and get the F away as soon as possible. What does the China think about this with these tires? We're going to agree here we're going to bomb the crap out of everyone. We are so pissed. We're just going to bomb. Scorched earth. We're just going to go in and take it all now because they're so embarrassed. And the rusher, these bad tires, really? We got to get to calmer water. We're going to have to figure out a different way to transport things. I'm putting my tail between my legs. I'm not going to say anything. And this is heartbreaking. This is so awful, horrible what happened. So we're not saying that convoy anymore. Have you noticed that? We're not saying that convoy anymore. They're no longer talking about how badly planned this was. Right? Right? How are you guys doing? Let me check in. Yeah, greed is going to take them down, Murray. Yeah, purple sky, China does not care. They both need a genocide, okay? Too many people, they don't care. I just want to know when Putin will stop holding the entire world with blackmail. He's one. I don't think he's in charge. I think the China's in charge. Did you notice today that China is coming out and speaking out more on behalf of? Should we look at the relationship to Putin and what he's doing and who's really in charge? I am seeing it all over the place. All over the place. And the thing is, our administration is as well. You know, let me grab those TAROTSCOPEs really quick because I did say I wanted to show that to you. I want to look at something pretty again. We'll put this back. We'll put this back for now. So, here we go. This new moon Pisces, I am telling you, this has been really hard to keep track of because so much is happening. We're in eclipse weather. We have our Pluto return. You know what? I think every lunation of the Pluto return, and we hit this point 3 times this year, it is going to be bonkers. Like, it's just like things are just moving so fast. Our POTUS, though, has is clear on this, and he can see it. It is a bit overwhelming for everybody and all the moving pieces, but I will tell you, out of everybody out there, the U.S. knows and is clearest and taking charge. And I love that we're leading again. So this was the new moon in Pisces. Here, this is what I want to show you. See, I told you it is overwhelming looking at this stuff, right? This is a TAROTSCOPE over Moscow, China, Mar-a-Lago, Trump Tower, Kiev, Taiwan, and Washington, D.C. Murray, did you see that the UAE and Saudis won't help Biden bring down gas prices? I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all because they're aligned with China, Iran, Russia. There's no way they would do that. I heard that they're going to start pumping again because gas prices had their biggest fall today. So we'll see. But how about, I can't forget this. Oh, I erased it. The tables being turned. I know I'm going all over the place. The tables have been turned. I am intuiting and seeing. Okay, if any of you have read the Seal dossier, it's been unproven, but not exactly disproven. Right in the middle there, okay? But the common thing was about installing Don Julio. Basically, Russia would take the hit for everything that's happening because there were other countries hiding behind them. Okay. Show me Donald. Donald. Eight of Wands. They want him to make a lot of things happen, but he's going to act like he doesn't know what he wants them to have happen and kind of slow walk things and, just try to act like things are not connected, okay? But to have things happen quickly, though, he's in the driver's seat, and he's going to have to space these things out, okay? But we have Russia is the front for other countries. Russia. Well, the star. Russia is front and center of the star. This, again, we're talking about the Steele dossier. Hiding this country. Ooh, the Seven of Cups. Reversed, what country is this? With the app, the hacking. Tell me more about this. Gee, there you go. This is another country. Seven of Wands reversed. Ooh. Can't fight back. The Lover. This feels like, is this Facebook? No? What else? Who else is this? Is it Israel? This is a Middle Eastern country. And the Data Emperor, King of Pentacles, who are you? Fighting, Five of Wands, Knight of Cups. This is another country. I feel like it's Saudi, Qatari. So he's like the front for all these things. Here's Donald. They want to miss POTUS because they have all these things he wants to do, but they're just going to pace themselves. But one of the things was how they were going to manipulate U.S. currency, the U.S. dollar. Show me the U.S. dollar. And their plan for the U.S. dollar. Oh, boy. Okay, I will pull it off away from the... Okay. And the plan for the U.S. dollar. and how this was going to be done. Ooh, another nation full of money. Pentacles. This is a nation with money. This could also be donors. And like, this could be like Afghanistan. It could be J6. The goal, the ultimate goal that they wanted, a coup on the U.S., the new United States. The oligarchs, the GOP are promised you're going to be really rich. This is going to be the new USA. The Six Wands mob is going to help you create this new nation. And we're promising you a lot of comfort and security. American oligarchs. So this is the US dollar. Don Julio, Putin, and the other countries. This is the United States dollar. This is what we're offering, we're going to do to the US dollar. The US dollar is not interested. They're going to hang it up. Wait a minute. There's an alarm going off somewhere. That's very weird because we're a very quiet community. Okay, I'm sorry. It's very distracting. So they're going to hang up the US dollar because how is it going to benefit this person? How is it going to benefit this person? How is it going to benefit this person? And Putin. The basis of this, justice. Putin, this is what I think is just and fair if we do this to the dollar. This is crowned by a bad economy. We have the biggest economy that is working pretty well. We're going to destroy all the things that have been put in place. And it's going to benefit this country through manipulation. China's a currency manipulator, really. When I heard him say that the first time, I'm like, oh, that's what you're going to do, Donald. You're going to manipulate the currency. This country, with investments, we're going to invest a lot of money here, take it from the U.S., bring it over here, and this country is going to create chaos, a nightmare for our economy. How? How is this country going to do that? Hacking, ransomware, and Putin represents the nation. But the Queen of Swords is not the rusher. He's the front man for another nation that wants to do the hacking and slashing. So, there was a plan to bring down the dollar, to manipulate the currency. But I feel like POTUS got ahead of them and turned the tables. And that's what they're experiencing now because the sanctions and China has to eat up all of this debt. Does that make sense? How are you guys doing? Saw it too. I just hope everyone in Trump's cabinet. Anything else? Yes, lowest unemployment in 3 years. He's created more jobs in the first year than Trump did ever. COVID deaths are, I know. And last year, we wiped off, I think like $300 to $600 billion off the deficit. And this year, 2022, we are expected to erase over $1 trillion in our deficit just from his plans. Okay? So I feel like POTUS really turned the tables on these guys and what they were planning for the economy. And they got caught. Just like their bad tires. So, oh, yep, there goes my throat again. There it goes. Yep, I'm hovering right over that. Candy Winters, this is amazing. Oh my God, thank you. So, the U.S. economy that was to be manipulated. Russia, China, let's just say Saudi. Okay, you know what? I can't do this on the pretty because I'm going to forget. Okay. This was the plan to manipulate it. We're just going to say Saudi. This is what they expected under 46 to happen. Okay? Does it make sense? They expected this then to happen to POTUS. Oh, yeah, because we were also supposed to be, and how would Afghanistan then cripple us? Okay? They were counting on us to stay in Afghanistan, you guys. Okay. But someone, I don't want that one. Someone has come. Someone has come to ruin their party. The devil. Nope, I need a different one. Remember this little hacking debt? All that crap they did to us in our infrastructure. Ten of Swords, someone came along because I think POTUS has known since at least July of last year they were planning this advancement upon UA. Ukraine. Oh. They were planning. I just said that. What is this? The Eight of Swords, the Jail, the Psyops, the King of Wands, Angry Putin, which is actually Xi. This just fell out when I was saying POTUS knew since last July what they were planning to do with our economy, tie it up. So POTUS knows this. And in planning for Russia, he was proactive this way, and tying them up like this. He was proactive with the China, this way and this way, tying them up like this. Ooh. And this country prepared this way, tying them up like this. And with Afghanistan, he did this. Oh. Challenged them like this. He knew they expected them to do this to him. So he challenged them like this. And he knew they were going to do this to our economy. And he challenged them. Oh boy. This is like a mountain. The Two of Cups. The agreements. Usually this is person to person. The Lover's card is like nation to nation. So he was planning. He's got some agreements going on here with the Empress. What the Empress is doing. Because this is like a Russia-China now. And what our government would be doing. Okay? But this is them. This is the tables getting turned on them. What was planned? Oh, This is what, how many times, there goes my throat. The Russia, Saudi, China, and Saudi. This is what they've wanted. The Ace of Cups under Don Julio was handing over the U.S. to Putin. But this was the biggest, most important prize going forward. Ruin the economy. Create so many burdens on the United States that it crushes them. And no, my no card is like a cover-up. And no defenses. Leaving the United States defenseless. This is what they planned with our economy. So through Afghanistan, the Knight of Cups. This is the offers. These are the contractors that were getting money that were, going to third pays, but basically somehow kickbacks over here. Okay. So that was one thing. POTUS knew what they were planning. So we've got the 10 of Cups, the Republican Party and their investments in businesses over there. The war machine. Reversed. I'm going to flip them on their head and I'm going to tie them up, challenge them in Afghanistan by investigating what's going on and making decisions. Remember, the Hermit is the military. I'm going to challenge them by withdrawing the military. Not happy about that. This is what these guys were planning to do to our economy with POTUS. They were going to sit on our economy and grind it down and grind it down and have so many obstructions in place that POTUS would not be able to do anything. Again, this is kind of like a card for assault, like sex assault. You can't escape. This is assault. Sit on you until you can't breathe. Well, POTUS knew what they were planning to do about that. Talk about, he knows they're going to do this. I will meet you right there. I see what you're doing. And the way I'm going to challenge you with that, I'm going to make you a fool. This is also my card of indictments. You think you're going to sit on me like that? You have another thing coming. I've got a new plan. That's how he messed them up. Indictments. This is the U.S. economy. This is what they plan to do. New money. All that new money, like COVID money, shell companies, money news, the U.S. economy. This might even be like fake information, fake. These are all like young accounts stealing from the U.S. economy. Okay? POTUS knows. The Knight of Pentacles. You guys, here's that Knight of Pentacles again. All that was offered and given to these guys to steal. And in order to insulate ourselves from that, here's the plan to throw them off. The Six of Cups, this was a card for Afghanistan. I'm going to take you out of Afghanistan. We're out of here. From the past agreements. Is there any UA? He knows what's going to happen with UA. We have the Justice, our courts. Set up our justice, our laws. This is all the klepto capture as of late, but also everything that they've set up through Summit of Democracy and their pillars on going after corruption. And I know which countries to target. This is how he was turning the tables on them. So what's happened? We have Russia. He's made a fool of them. Talk about a fool. I got this card for the ruble hitting its low. Its lowest low the other day. A new beginning. Russia thought they were going to have a new beginning with what they were going to do to the economy. But he has turned the tables because with the Russia, he's like, I'm going to disguise this. You cannot see this. The Seven of Cups. This is something hidden. I'm going to bury you. I know who all of you guys are. I'm going to bury you. And I'm going to tie you up because of the Emperor. Is this Xi? Who all the money goes to China. We're going to get you started off as a fool, and they're going to tie up China. This is turning the tables. This is China. I'm going to take action again. This is what they thought was going to happen. So that's Russia. China thought they were going to take action against our economy. And steal. Scorched earth with our economy. But POTUS knew. The Page of Cups reverse. These are intercepts. He knows what's going on. The intercepts for a long time. He still gets intelligence reports. We've got intercepts because these guys are derps. The death. Delayed death. A delayed kill. You think you're going to do that to us? I'm going to kill that. You are not going to be able to do that because the challenge now for the China is going to be Ten of Pentacles, the Trumps, and China spread out thinly around the world, and the crime syndicates around the world. He's going to tie them up that way in being able to launder stuff and work with the mob. Oh, thank you so much. This is a Middle Eastern country. Yes, I'm on board to F around. He's going to find out though. But what are you doing with this? Yes, you're the go-to person with... Okay, so this is a third country that is acting in a way to help like launder the funds, get in the U.S., steal. So this makes me think it's like one of the Baltic states, or maybe it's the NK. It's a hacking nation. And POTUS, inversion action, taking action against these kind of weaker countries and their more vulnerable securities. And this is embedding something. The Six Swans mob. So he's done something that's embedded this hacking nation, stealing stuff as an accomplice, the leadership being able to follow wherever they go and tying them up because of their connection to Xi. I think Biden has totally turned the tables. Russia, has Biden turned the tables on the economies? Yes, this is another one of those cards. Yes, the Biden administration has come along and they're really doing what to you? Revealing the truth of what's going on. But this is also China, making it really difficult. China has the Biden administration turned the tables about the economy. The Empress. This is them taking everything in. And what's happening to that? What else has happened? Making things happen that they have to walk away from, that they can't invest in. they can't do business like that. And then this other country, has the Biden administration messed up your plans? Totally messed it up. I'm screwed. Totally messing up my money path. Yeah. He's, you guys, he's really good. He's really good. How are you guys doing? Welcome, Annette. Hi, Stephen King. Anything else? Supply chain. I know they have a really, really great plan going on ahead. Okay. So there is that. I wanted to show you guys how these guys are all related with all those taroscopes. There are times when I'm doing these taroscopes and I'm like, what? That I start to see a little smirk smile from VP Harris. I think she's like in the background coordinating a lot of this stuff. She's so good at what she does. I just had something else. Was it the last one that I was talking about, or a couple of readings ago, that I was like, the administration is doing something with like satellites, they're doing something with cable and intercepting communications. These idiots, they bombed the 3G, 4G towers and some other things that their encrypted comms were supposed to be using for back at home. I think that's why a couple of generals fell, because they were not on encrypted, unsecured communications. So, I mean, that was very active the week before the new, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how active that was. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I started buffering on that word that shall not be said, because the AI can read, you guys. We know that. This word I buffered on. It is so bad. Okay, so there's that. Yes, I got to show you guys how this is all connected. That's what I meant to do, and then I got on a tangent. Okay. This is a big mess. I'm just doing this so that it's not so crazy. These are the taroscopes over all these places, okay? And it was just really crazy how some things were really starting to jump out. Moscow had the astrology card Pisces, I believe, which I think is them going in. Pisces disguised. I believe I can do this. It's just, they've been able to hide things about what's been going on. Well, there are other things that lined up with that. Where is it? Taiwan, I believe. There's a lot of manipulation going on with that. But Kyiv has a secret. Pisces, I believe. You know, I think I know what this is. Oh, yep, there goes my throat. Remember the Zoom meeting with the senators and Zelensky? I think that was set up because we all know Zoom, it traces back to China. Like, all the data is stored there. Why would you publicly announce you're having a Zoom meeting? And then for Rick Scott to accidentally have his mic open, Marco Rubio taking a picture, screenshot. And the thing that President Z was going off about, like pounding the drum, he wanted to talk with the senators in their own Z meeting. And there was what I can tell from all this stuff, that was kind of a setup to see where our intel gathered a lot of information on what those guys did. So I think that might be that Pisces, I believe. And we believe we're being sneaky, but here we have Kiev. That's his secret on him. So there's one thing, there's all these circles. I mean, a lot of all this marked up. But here's the thing. When we look at a horoscope like this area, the second house of income, having and owning, I don't know if you can see, this is my generic chart. That's income, that's money, that's gain. This is what I own. This is my substance of who I am. Well, only one nation had the second house owning card. And it was the China. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, you own this war. This is your asset. I'm going to take out that seventh house. And it just dawned on me that that's what all this stuff means. That when we get these astrology cards and they fall in the same, here, second house owning, they fall in that position. They are like the point person for something, okay? So China, this new moon Pisces, second house I own. I own it all. Basically is what he's saying. Nobody else had this 2H. And that was another thing where I was like, I think they're funding this because this is income, money, and gains. There are only a couple other cards that came up in their exact place. This area, the seventh house, you don't need to know astrology. Just know that this is where it is on this chart, this very bad hand-drawn chart. This has to do with your partner or your opposition, like a business partner or your adversary. The seventh house partners looks like this. So when it came up here in the seventh house of partner or adversary, that was Mar-a-Lago, meaning Mar-a-Lago is the point person for this card. China had this card come up. In this ninth house of lands far away, I've got a partner here in the seventh. Seventh house always also came up here. Look at this. In Washington, D.C., in what you own. You own an adversary. Because Don Julio Mar-a-Lago is the pivot point where the partnerships or adversarialness come together. We're going to find out stuff about that. Then the other card that came up in its own space was the eighth house. Right? The eighth house that has to do with life and death, endings and beginnings, taxes, the people that you owe money. Also showed up in Mar-a-Lago. They're the point person for how things begin and end and how we're going to share assets and money. And that went here to Taiwan. The secret that Taiwan has, Taiwan is totally wrapped into this. And then in the fifth house of the sun, a leader, this showed up here for President Z. Shared resources. Trump Tower was here in the seventh house. There's something going on between Mar-a-Lago, Trump Tower, and how this whole thing is being managed. And the White House has got the goods. Okay? And then I think there was one more. Yes, the 12th house. Secrets, hidden enemies. The secret of Trump Tower. 12th house. That lined up as the point person for the assets and money for Taiwan. I don't know what's going on with Taiwan, like with business people or how things are being manipulated. Something is going through Trump Tower. Who else? Where else is this 12th house? Is that the only one? That was the only one, I think. So it is just really interesting how these things go. And I will say DC has got the cards on Mar-a-Lago, what they're using, and I think that is whatever was found in those boxes. And DC had the Yod, the finger of God, and the planning that they're doing against the opposition. These things are all related. So there was that. Let me tell you about a couple of other trends I was seeing, because we're going to have this quarter moon, but it's taken me all this time to figure it out because it's just such a big pain in the butt. How are you guys doing? Aw, you guys, I can't believe how much better I feel since Queen started this video. It's the most energy I've had since Monday morning. This is nuts. It is nuts. It's crazy. So, this, you guys, they all know. I did a TAROTSCOPE on me to see where, lately I've been doing TAROTSCOPEs on me to see where I line up with everything I'm doing, like kind of what's hit or miss. I was kind of impressed. I'm totally in touch with the Joint Chiefs and what they're doing. What brings down POTUS? Okay, I cannot even. Intel, Haynes, China's war crimes, China's involvement in the war crimes, Texas Oil, what Ray is doing, Texas Oil, and how they are manipulating and going up against Beto. How the Mars-Pluto conjunction is going to hit Texas hard, you guys. This Pluto return is going to do something to Texas. I lined up in comms with Milley, General Milley, with the intel, with DOD Austin, with why Facebook went to a low with their value. There's Ray again with his partnerships. We've got the Zoom, the stuff that I picked up about the Zoom call, and everything going on with Biden and Maduro. They're meeting, what they think about each other, what the plan is. With NSC, the plan to stop POTUS, why our State Department was blindsided by what came out of Poland. Again, the plan to stop POTUS. I don't know what the plan is, but whatever the cards were saying, I'm kind of like that there is a bigger plan on how to do that. Okay? There's that Zoom call. And I'm telling you, Marco and Scott are so busted. That's cyber. There. This is a plan to take out POTUS. There's a big plan to take them out. So you see these green, the green, that's how they're taking out POTUS. Oh, that's why Biden and Maduro met. That's what Maduro thinks about Biden. What's what Maduro thinks about Putin. SZA and Cyber also in on the plan to take out POTUS. Blinken, this is where it meets. It has something going on overseas. It also relates to the Zoom calls. This is, okay, this is there, okay, so this up here is like what SCOTUS did to deny, you know, the GOP in their protests with redistricting, whether it was for North Carolina and Pennsylvania. So that's what's up here. This part has everything to do with Texas Oil going against Beto. This has to do with rubles shrinking and Facebook having to produce documents. China's war crimes. Again, Facebook. And then our indicted spy, Elena B. This is like the Texas Beto stuff, okay? So if you just look at the... I need something. I don't have a highlighter. They're all downstairs. Come on. Because I know you can't read this. These are the rubles in Facebook and investigations into war crimes in Facebook. So this is kind of like a general area. This is the spy. This is SCOTUS. Okay? If you just look at these lines and how they link up together, look at everything that's going on with Texas, Texas Oil, the Texas Oil billionaires. There goes my throat again. The sabotage they're planning on Beto. It lines up with the problems with the rubles, the Facebook, and spies. And then the billionaire, this dude, look at this billionaire that wants to sue Beto for defamation. What did he say? I don't know what he said. But this guy lines up, that guy lines up with SCOTUS and voting being denied. He seems nervous. And again, SCOTUS again denying the GOP. And then again, Twitter is down. And again, this billionaire with why Facebook having to produce documents, and this billionaire lining up with, again, SCOTUS denying the GOP challenge, and here SCOTUS denying the Pennsylvania challenge, and then here lining up with investigations into war crimes. This billionaire also lined up with Twitter being down and Elena B. the spy. That's just one example. That's in Texas. Texas is not being run by Texas. Okay? It's by oil. This oil stuff is going to kill them. We can pay more at the pump. It's okay. And they ratchet up with crazier and crazier laws, crazier and crazier things. And now that it's not only Putin that is embarrassed about it's actually China that is so horrified about what's happening with those trucks getting stuck in the mud. That's why everyone is being quiet. And now China, in my humble opinion, has to basically fund everything going forward. And now they're getting a lot of pressure from the United States that if you don't sanction them, you're going to be removed from stuff. And it's like China is going to have a lot of problems now with their economy because now they have to pick up Russia. All of that. And a war that is unwinnable. So what are they going to do? They're going to try to go as scorched earth as they possibly can. You know, maybe this is why this year, you know, I knew the winter was hard, but I always felt like come summer, we are like, we're excited, we're free. I don't know when this ends. There is something pivotal happening this summer that just feels like freedom, and this stuff just starts to go in the wayside. Like this is the last slog. It's like we get released from something. How are you guys doing? Marie, I'm afraid Texas is rigged against him to win. If he really does, they will change it too. I can't read on Texas. I was on Twitter talking with someone. I'm like, I can't read on that because stuff is changing so quickly. But whatever is going on behind the scenes is part of, this war we're seeing. It's part of all the J6 stuff going down. It is such a critical part with our foreign enemies. Their backs are up against a wall. This is such a critical piece. I mean, just hang on. Something more is happening with that. Nancy, news and text. Beto got 91% of votes for Democrat nominee for governor. Hot Wheels got 69% of votes for Repub nom. More people voted blue, and people are seeing the GOP lies. Yes, the GOP lies. Let's talk about that for a second, because we are still in our Pluto return. The most critical thing that I think is happening right now that nobody is talking about, USA Neptune, 22 Virgo. This is the 9th house, lands far away, the law. This is white supremacy, okay? Right now, Neptune is exactly 22 degrees Pisces. When Neptune opposes itself like that, creating tension, it like dissolves its stuff. So think about all the things that are hanging out in the name of nationalism, white supremacy. That stuff is what's going to disappear with our Pluto return. And we hit this point 3 times this year, and look at the stuff that's already happening. This is in the 3rd house. This is the thing that is giving Don Julio a lot of problems. But the lies, they hit so much Neptune energy up here. In this area, this is where you breed extremists. The law. The Neptune return is over here. They can't use all that energy to hide stuff. People are talking about it and seeing it, and they don't want to have anything to do with it. It exposes the truth. I will tell you that the charts I've looked at, we've got NATO. There is a world war. I can't remember which one it is. We're having some repeats of these events right now. In fact, when NATO was founded, I have to get that chart out. There's a lot of things being activated. Don't want to say it's being reborn, but it's hit a critical moment in its evolution. And then we have these World War I and World War II. Neptune was active here too. There's some things that are replaying out again. So it's like, how did we get to this point so quickly with this unfolding so fast before our eyes? Well, we've been here before, but the USA has had her Pluto return and is making up for it. I know it's very hard to watch what is happening. It is awful hard. This year, by the time we get to our 3rd Pluto return, it is going to be so different. This is the last part of our journey as a nation as we're transforming to get through to the point of our Pluto return, which was 220, was the first one. We've got one, I think, in June, and the next one in December. 2020 was terrible. 2021 was our adjustment, and now we're reborn. And the baby's growing for a year, and then it's going to be a toddler. On top of everything else, the thing that took down Adolf and Benito, we're doing that. We did that 3 times in 2020. So hold on, because that stuff is shaking down with our Pluto return. Everything is moving. So we really have to stay flexible and be able to adapt and adjust. Okay? So I'm gonna end here. We covered a lot of ground tonight, which I'm glad we were able to do, because we've got a quarter moon tomorrow that, you know, we gotta hold on to your butts. Okay? I feel like that's gonna be kind of the gist of this whole year, because things are being activated on so many levels all the time. It's so crazy. Okay? So anyway, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you. You're welcome, Pamela, for the new Energized Pamela. We do have a quarter moon tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get to it, because the Final Four state hockey tournament is going on. My boys are playing. And then if they go to the finals, that is Sunday. So you're welcome, Candy. Domes up, everybody. Domes up. Pamela. So we will talk to you soon. Be patient, pace yourself, and take very, very, very good care of yourself, okay? Because you're the only one that can do it, okay? Thank you, Dr. Nancy. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Purple Sky. And Marie. and never again. Thank you. Thank you for your wonderful donations. Thank you, wonderful moderators. You guys are amazing. Okay. Thank you, Strawberry and Aha, Deseret, Pauline, Shivani, Carmen, Purple Sky. Thank you. Good luck. They're going to be great. Okay. Good night. And JJ. Thank you, Shelby.